just have to leave it off for now. Hi, wifey! There, how's that? Might still need to... Yeah! Yeah! Might still need to wrestle a bit with that. Okay. Finally free from the time. Sorry, I'm still just fiddling a little bit with threshold sensitivity. Okay. So, yeah, that, gotta lurk for the next hour, so have fun. It's okay, wifey! This is very lurk-friendly. Very lurk-friendly stream. Yeah, that, dumbing was a new gadget I got recently. So I reasoned that the cause of my computer suddenly shutting down last stream was simply because it overheated. Aru! Aru! Hi, Aru! Thank you for becoming a lily pal! Might need to fiddle just a little bit. Just a bit there. Anyway, burn a computer leak around with drawing. No, I just know it was before last Monday. I was streaming the Carmilla visual novel, and suddenly, stream just cut out because my laptop just shut itself off. Stop playing QFL, I've never been able to until now. Thank you, Aru, I love you! Appreciate you coming by. So anyway, laptop potato overheated, so it turned itself off as a safety measure. But this time around, Junie, my wifey, nice! Nice! I will stay froggy! Woohoo! But yeah, my wifey, bought me this new, computer, cooling pad. I got it hooked up and situated right under my laptop. And so, yeah, earlier you could hear the fans whirring. It's pretty noisy, but it's essential at this point. Sounds cool. Ha 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 ha! Tack, you're so funny! But yeah. I'll probably have to keep it off for most of this stream. It should be okay. I know my room has just been grossly warm. They just put up a fan PNG. Well, no, it's cause, like, I can't separate, like, that noise from the mic I'm using. The mic I'm using is situated literally right next to me and my laptop. So, like, either it's not typical. No, not exactly. I'm a swamp frog. I'm swampy. Swampy murky. But yeah, it's been uncomfortably and concerningly warm in my room. And, you know, I was trying to baby my potato as much as possible until I got this cooling pad recently, so yeah. Anyhow, today we're gonna be looking at, reading, exploring, digging into, feasting upon some SCP articles. It's been a while since I've done any proper SCP reading, just in my own time even. By the way, does it ever sound like I cut out like here and there just because like I can see my PNG right now like hopping and doing its usual thing, but like sometimes it stops, like my mouth closes like a little prematurely sometimes. So just let me know if I still need to tweak with the sensitivity and stuff. Yeah. Anyway. It's mostly just gonna be random. Like, just gonna kind of go with the flow. I do intend mainly to just heavy kind of stop or on. Okay, gonna put that all the way to 60. Alright. All mic noise. Yeah, I'm just gonna mainly like kind of freestyle this. I'm not gonna prioritize too many SCPs in particular. We're just gonna see what we can find, really. Anything that sounds interesting. So let's carry over to the front page. And it looks a little different from... Done a beatbox. Oh my god. I would suffer. Y'all, Lily Pals, I'm gonna warn you right now. I can't rap for shit. That would be a nightmare. My improv skills are critically lacking. Oh right, I remembered from the last time I tried to stream. Store rack. It's fun to suck. Woohoo! Anyway, like, I forgot to do it the last time I tried to stream. But I know my wifey did a Stream Froggy redeem for Purple Froggy. I'm just gonna show y'all what that entails. Pop. Gonna drag this little froggy friend in honor of my wifey, lurking or not. It's a little froggy friend. That's what a stream froggy is. Can't rap for shit, my frog's so good it's... God damn. I'm scared and it's not the SCP freaking me out. Yeah, little purple froggy friend. Okay, let's see. Let's see what kind of trouble we can find. Let's see. Random SCP, recent changes, lowest rated pages. Probably best just to go random for now. And we got SCP 755. Retied Froggy with the voice thingy. Gonna make it pop to listen to you. It could hop at the same time as me. Random should work. Numbers of good ones I recommend. No worries if y'all think about it. Like, anyone that stands out, feel free to just, like, leave it in chat, and I might get to it. Hop as I listen to you in time with my voice. That would be kind of cute. Okay. I gotta get my best narration, my professional voice. SCP-755. Object Class Keter. Containment pending. Special Containment Procedures. The capture of SCP-755-A is to be considered a K-Class priority to all personnel assigned to SCP-755. Should SCP-755-A be captured alive, all possible effort is to be made to ensure their compliance, and they are to be delivered to the training facility 17 for questioning and study. Any and all instances of SCP-755-B are to be sent immediately to a superior and destroyed if possible. After encountering an instance of SCP-755-B, the discovering party is to seek a safe location within view of the instance and to remain observant for their own safety until the arrival of MTF Gamma 30, then to obey any orders or requests for assistance made by the MTF leader at that time. Description: SCP-755-A, hereafter referred to as the Vandal, is a graffiti vandal who is thought at the time of the archiving of this report to be active in San Redacted IA, though the work of the artist has been cited in 8 other cities in the continental US and Europe, including Denver, Colorado, Newark, New Jersey, Muni Redacted. Security footage shows the vandal to be a light-skinned individual with a slim build who stands approximately 2 meters in height. From the basic body type shown in the footage, it is assumed, though not confirmed, that the vandal is male. The vandal regularly travels to large cities, leaving behind instances of SCP-755-B. SCP-755-B, hereafter referred to as the Graffito, is a graffito, style and form varied by instance, that invariably reads, with incorrect capitalization remaining consistent in all instances, "Watch for the white bird." The graffito is typically written directly onto surfaces with marker or paint, or in some recorded instances, list available for personnel with level 3 clearance or higher upon request, inscribed on scrap material and left in prominent locations. The writing materials appear to have no anomalous properties, and several recovered instances are stored for study in the low-risk materials sector of Site 93. Persons who read the graffito are invariably injured or killed in apparent accidents involving a white bird of some description. Extensive research has confirmed a statistical correlation between the accidents and having read the graffito, and that instances of the phrase written by persons other than the vandal do not correlate with accidents or injuries to any measurable extent. SCP-755 was brought to the attention of the Foundation when an EMT discovered a journal belonging to the late investigative journalist Graham Scott on the scene of the 7-car pileup that resulted in the deaths of Scott and blank other individuals. The journal details Scott's attempts to locate and interview the vandal, who he believed was attempting to warn the victims of the white bird in order to save their lives. The white bird mentioned in the graffito and Scott's writing has not been confirmed to exist. In many events, no bird can be confirmed to have been involved outside the direct testimony of the injured party, with some or all other witnesses claiming not to have seen any such avian at all, or with eyewitnesses disagreeing on the positioning, exact coloration, and species of the bird. Let's see. SCP-2295 is wholesome one that made me do a cry. Banksy. Addendum 755-1. Despite Scott's assertions, many Foundation researchers suspect that the Vandals' role in the events preceded by viewing the graffito are causal rather than prophetic, and that the Vandals have an agenda of their own, or merely enjoys the thrill of causing suffering and death. In light of this possibility, and given the established correlation between instances of the graffito and injury or fatalities among otherwise unrelated persons, SCP-755 has been granted Keter-level containment required status, and MTF Gamma 30, White Watch, has been created to liaise with law enforcement and to capture the vandal for study and questioning, and destroy instances of the graffito as they are located. Addendum 755-2 on redacted pairs to a bypass data expunge. Normal for an instance of the graffito, but for the addition of the words "I'm sorry" in a small cursive font. The event was filed as usual by mem data expunged. Document 755-375. Travers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Sorry about the flight delay. I'm sure you all saw the maintenance guys cleaning the graffiti off of the boarding ramp. Now that that's all out of the way, we can get ready for takeoff. It's a beautiful sunny day in LA, and weather conditions are absolutely perfect for flying. This is Flight 279er to Houston, by the way, so if you aren't supposed to be on board, you should go ahead and disembark while you still can. 21 minutes removed for brevity. This is your captain speaking. I'm sure you've all seen the smoke, but don't panic. It's just a bird that got sucked into the engine. In a moment, the oxygen masks will drop as I prepare for an emergency landing. Put those on and follow the flight attendant's instructions, and we'll have you guys safely on the ground in no time. Again, please do as the flight attendants ask, and remain calm. Everything will be just fine. So is it literally a white bird, or is it a plane? Or is it both? F. Interessante. Oh, damn. Just a second, I'll have to mute for just a sec. Okay, White Bird of Death, a persona of Death's Pale Horse. Doesn't really seem to be much else. Reading of 173, oh no! Next? Okay, let's see, I will be right back. Just real quick second. Don't go nowhere. Admire the fly. The little green tealy fly. I have hopped on back. DRG, no! Bad! Bad, you come back here this instant. Okay. We've, Warner Brothers. Anyway. SCP 4276. This must be a newer one. Or at the very least, it doesn't seem to, didn't really seem to kick off with popularity. It only has 7 upvotes. SCP 4276. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. All instances of SCP-4276 are to be held collectively within a glass observation chamber, and smoke exhalers are to be embedded within each corner, allowing quick neutralization and dispersion of the colony. Instances are to be fed a 250-gram mix consisting of 70% fruit and 30% dead insects, primarily small spiders and ants, 4 times a week. No species larger than a common mouse are to be fed to SCP-4276. SCP-4276 is to be observed twice a month for any signs of colony growth, in which case mandatory culling is to take place through smoking of all the instances containment chamber and extracting excess occurrences. Only 20 instances of SCP-4276 are to remain alive at one time. Any testing of SCP-4276 must be performed by Level 3 personnel or higher. Moreover, it must first be approved by Level 4 4276 personnel assigned to instance containment. Any staff who interact with SCP-4276 must allow themselves to be subject to an MRI scan, medicinal treatment, and pyrethroid cleanse at any moment. Any and all recreational audio-visual appliances are to remain outside of SCP-4276's containment. In case of a containment breach, all instances are to be terminated and the site is to be placed into lockdown. It is unknown if the entirety of SCP-4276 has been contained. Description: SCP-4276 is a tribe of insects descending from the family of Chryseidae, more commonly known as cuckoo wasps. It's Luma! Luma, wherever you are! Each 1,000 is a new generation. Yeah. Yeah, divided by thousands. Wow! Luma is an SCP, who would have guessed? SCP-4276 is nearly physically indistinguishable from its non-anomalous counterparts, save for the possession of a greater diversity for vibrancy amongst its families, allowing varied shades of green, blue, pink, red, yellow, and magenta. Certain cases of SCP-4276 experience a significantly longer period of growth than non-anomalous species, ranging from 1.2 centimeters, or half an inch, to upwards of 8.1 centimeters, or about 3.2 inches. SCP-4276 possesses an ovipositor to assist in egg insemination, although replacing the functionality of a stinger. Male instances appear to lack both. SCP-4276 is for the most part identical in behavior to their non-anomalous counterparts, save for an apparent quirk of newborn wasps to create colonies near hatching points. Newborn SCP-4276 instances also appear to mature especially quickly, as most natural births take place after about 3 days compared to a full week. SCP-4276 does not appear to prefer eggs to host their larvae in, rather introducing its larvae to both living and freshly killed animals. SCP-4276 has been discovered having infected 4 white-tailed deer, 2 desert cottontail, 1 red fox observed consuming a cottontail, 1 black bear, 1 German shepherd, and 4 human males. Discovery: SCP-4276 was first discovered 8 kilometers east of Oak Creek, Colorado, after 4 individuals, henceforth designated POI 4276-1-4, were reported missing. One such individual was a Jebediah Carswell, an avid hunter, community spokesman, and known associate of the Board of the Highest Huntsman. Foundation agents found that Mr. Carswell had recently purchased a hunting cottage near Stagecoach State Park and had emailed a select few of his colleagues to meet him that weekend. Foundation agents were successful in obtaining Mr. Carswell's property records, which had become infested with SCP-4276. Mr. Carswell had allegedly scheduled a hunting trip for his colleagues and, after a failed night of searching, decided to celebrate instead. MTF Lambda-12 was dispatched. Open Discovery Log 4276. Date 1999, in March 13th at 6:30 a.m. MTF Lambda-12, Pest Control. Team Lead Lambda-1, Lanny. Team members Colin, Jameson, and Alan. 2 through 4, respectively. Note: MTF Lambda 12 agents are equipped with modified smoke blowers strapped to their backs as well as a sidearm. Personal body cams are switched to active, revealing agents stacked up on the cottage door. Lambda 4 casts a smoke grenade into the entryway as agents disperse within the room. Smoke clears and POI 4276-2 is visible, lying adjacent to the door face down. Search the building. Remember protocol. Lambda 1 investigates POI 4276-2. Hoisting up the body reveals what appears to be numerous wounds in his back, resembling holes. Lambda 3 likewise discovers POI 4276-3 and a German Shepherd in the kitchen area. POI 4276-3's chest is visible, having been opened outward from the sternum. The canine appears relatively intact, save for a cavity in its head. Dog and a POI, still no sign of an anomaly. Roger. Continue search. Lambda 2, copy. At the same time as Lambda 1's transmission, Lambda 2 opens the bathroom door. POI-4 is discovered stooped inside of the bathtub, his innards having been split into the tub due to an immense opening in their abdomen. A large number of SCP-4276 are present and begin droning loudly. Oh fuck! Bathroom! Lambda 2 activates his smoke blower as Lambda 4 releases a smoke grenade through the bathroom door. He then promptly slams it shut. Smoke is seen pouring out beneath the doorframe. You're welcome. Fuck off. Have you found POI-1? Lambda 4 nods and gestures towards the far eastern wall, where a large stereo has been overturned. Large amounts of alcohol are seen having been placed or knocked over around the system. Anyone got eyes on the final POI? Yes, sir. Eastern wall. I don't see him. Look closer. Upon closer inspection, POI-1 is located, having been wedged between the wall and a loudspeaker, causing it to fall forward and become inoperable. POI-1's head has been split open, and a single adult instance of SCP-4276 is acknowledged burrowing into his brain. Bag up the bodies and let's get the hell out of here. Jameson, help me deal with the bathroom. Roger that. End log. Addendum. Following a successful operation, MTF Lambda 12 was able to contain a number of living specimens of SCP-4276. 127 active instances have been contained. Yucky. Oh, I'm sorry guys if it was a little graphic. Visiting 2941 anything? That's the vending machine, right? Is it over? Can I come back? For now. I guess going forward, content warning, gore? Let's see, vending machine. What would I want right now? In actuality, I have a can of root beer beside me right now. SCP, almost everything is gore. Okay, insects, then, entomophobia. Oh, I'll say that. Entomophobia. Okay. SCP-4276 does not hatch easily in conventional conditions, as controlled trials using rats revealed only a roughly 20% chance of a successful birthing rate. Use of carcasses during trials reduced this number to around 16%. And struck out It is currently unknown how to keep the size of SCP-4276 in containment at a stable number, as breeding seems unreliable at best. Following recent discoveries, it has been noted that auditory stimuli meeting certain qualifications, such as bass distortion and a 90 decibel minimal requirement, appears to cause accelerated hatching within subjects. Test trials commenced afterward included the presence of a speaker blaring audio. Birthing rates increased throughout said tests to about 92%. SCP-4276 can now reliably be replenished for testing. Open testing log. Pre-word. All subjects are to be placed into a glass containment chamber 1 meter by 1 meter, along with select instances of SCP-4276. These tests are to determine how exactly SCP-4276 is able to accelerate its incubation process. Subject: 3 white rats and 1 SCP-4276 instance. Materials: Na. Results: subjects are released into containment chamber and are immediately attacked by SCP-4276. SCP-4276 is successful in injecting one subject before being ripped in half by the pack. The injected subject was immediately removed from containment and a foreign body surgery was performed, which resulted in several surviving larvae being removed. Autopsy reveals the presence of numerous deceased larvae. No further damage is reported. Subject: 1 white rat, 2 SCP-4276 instances. Materials: Na. Results: subject is released into containment chamber and immediately attacked by SCP-4276. Both instances are successful in injecting the subject, but instead of fleeing, begin to grip to its backside. Additionally, one instance is successful in piercing the subject's skin and burrows itself within the subject's lower back. Subject collapses and genesis event results in 5 instances of SCP-4276. Autopsy reveals the presence of fewer larvae than previous tests, but not significantly. Not full phobia, or is it? I did literally leave the stream. Oh, I'm sorry, TRNG. If it helps, you can keep the stream tab open, and instead of muting the stream on Twitch, you can open a different tab, and then you should be able to mute the tab that my stream is on, so that way like you can spend a few minutes away and your view will still count. Are we free? Not yet. Not yet. Oh, you're on phone. I'm sorry. How to do this? So I've got you minimize and keep checking back in. I see. How much more? Yeah, how about, right now you give it maybe 10 minutes? Between 5 or 10 minutes. SCP streams are supposed to be spooky, so no worries. If you're sure you can handle it. Okay. Alright. Continuing. Subject: 1 black-footed ferret, 4 SCP-4276 instances. Materials: 1 portable Bluetooth speaker. Results: Bluetooth speaker is amplified upwards to 95 decibels and placed inside the chamber, and the subject is released into containment. 2 wasps are successfully able to inject the subject before it completely enters the chamber. 1 wasp, the only male of the group, is unable to inject or bite the ferret, instead deciding to enter the ferret's mouth. The male instance is successful and exits seconds later through the 30 minutes after initial contact, Genesis event begins, and 25 instances of SCP-4276 emerge. Autopsy reveals significantly less deceased larvae than previous tests. Subject: 1 desert cottontail, 2 SCP-4276 instances. Materials: 1 portable Bluetooth speaker. See results log. Results: Bluetooth speaker is amplified upwards to 100 decibels and placed directly inside the chamber. The subject is released shortly afterward. Both instances of SCP-4276 are successful in injecting the subject just as it bashes the speaker, rendering it inoperable. The subject was later successful in terminating both occurrences of SCP-4276. Due to recent complications regarding facility power, Site Blank suffered a non-uniform breaker trip. During this time, a fluorescent light illuminating the test chamber began flickering violently, and the subject became erratic. After 10 minutes of violent thrashing, subject's upper back split open and 42 instances of SCP-4276 emerged. Subject: 1 human male, D-9974, 6 SCP-4276 instances. Materials: 1 portable Bluetooth speaker, 1 LED strobe light. Results: data expunged by order of Ethics Committee. Hot damn. Wow. Visual stimuli also appear to have an effect on SCP-4276 events, as irregular or extreme illumination shows to accelerate gestation within host subjects. The exact reasoning behind these reactions is unknown, but it should be noted the incredible increase in growth that colonies experience upon encountering these circumstances. It should also be noted that containment procedures have been altered slightly in regards to the aforementioned information. All shrubland within 8 kilometers of Discovery Site 4276 is to be tested for signs of SCP-4276 and cleansed of insect life. Warning: SCP or Class 4 identification required. Incident Log 4276-1. On the date of 1999, June 22nd, Foundation observationalists overlooking the town of Oak Creek in Root County, Colorado, note the presence of numerous correlated police reports. Several such reports remarked on complaints of a loud buzzing noise resonating from the local area. Local police were delayed by agents while surveyors attempted to triangulate the location in question. GPS tracking eventually led Foundation agents to Sirocco High School, where the yearly prom night was being held. MTF Lambda 12 was dispatched. Oh god. Oh god. June 23rd, 1999, 12 a.m. MTF Lambda 12 Pest Control, led by Lambda 1. Team members Lambda 2 through 4. Note: MTF Lambda 12 agents have been equipped with modified flamethrowers mounted upon their rifles. Researcher Calloway has also been dispatched to relay orders directly from Ethics Committee personnel. You know, a wholesome one? Yeah, this is gonna get disturbing. Okay, begin log. Body cams are switched to active, revealing MTF Lambda 12 agents following Foundation personnel as they secure the perimeter. Faint techno music is heard in the background. MTF Lambda 12 is visible stacking up against the front door. Lambda 4 quickly releases a smoke grenade as the team enters. Lobby clear, taking point. Can anyone else hear that buzzing? Picking it up too, could have sworn I heard buzzing within the school appears to increase in intensity, nearly drowning out the loud thudding resonating from the east of Lambda 1. Stand by. Lambda 1 raises her hand to her radio. Dr. Calloway, this looks like the gymnasium. Copy. Proceed as instructed. A thump is heard once again from the gymnasium door, followed by nearly 10 seconds of erratic banging. Eventually the noises cease and Lambda 12 agents approach the door. Prepare for breach. Lambda 4 tosses 2 more smoke grenades before agents approach the room. Access reveals several corpses scattered across the floor of the gymnasium. Foundation transmitters become deafeningly loud as the team moves forward the center of the room. Swarms of SCP-4276 are seen fluttering across the room in large gatherings. The body of a young girl, swollen and covered in red marks, lays near the entrance. Keep your masks on and assess the damage. We'll torch this place after we identify where the hive is. Colin, make sure that door's shut and help me count the bodies. Sure thing, but what if there are survivors? Unlikely. Prep for extermination. And the kids? You mean the ones on the dance floor? What about it? Hey, Colin! Lambda 2 approaches the body of a young boy whose body had become heavily bloated, laying skywards beneath the disco ball. A multitude of limbs are seen crumpled into a near singular mass, and SCP-4276 individuals are seen crawling between several orifices. Suddenly, the abdomen of the young boy bursts, and a cloud of instances of SCP-4276 emerge. Jesus fuck! Open fire! Lambda 12 agents activate their flamethrowers and begin neutralizing targets throughout the gym, as large quantities of SCP-4276 are seen fluttering towards the team. Nearly all traces of music is drowned out by buzzing before the feed cuts. Bodycam feed returns to an active state, revealing the majority of the gymnasium to be choked in embers. Several seconds pass before visual confirmation is made of MTF Lambda 12. Son of a bitch! Everyone, report. I'm good. Where's Colin? Fuck. Lambda 4 approaches the hive, noticing Lambda 2 unresponsive and overturned. Lambda 4 quickly assesses Lambda 2 for wounds, revealing a number of insertions within his throat. Keep searching. We still have to clear the building. For about 3 hours and 40 more minutes. Lambda 4 remains motionless for 20 seconds before standing upright. Lambda 12 proceeds to search the majority of the building, where little of interest is noted, save for a supply closet on the second floor. Lambda 3 approaches the door with caution. POI 4276-5. Help us, please! Oh my god, you're okay, Jackie, hold on. Camera footage picks up the image of a middle-aged man, dark in complexion, huddled over a young girl. 8 other students are seen cowering nearby. Got a live one. Hey, is everyone holding up alright? Holy shit, aren't we lucky to see some police? Finally. Listen, we need your help, man. You gotta get us out of here. I need to know what happened here first. The whole building is on lockdown. Lockdown? I don't know. The graduation ceremony is next week, so we scheduled the prom for tonight, just like every other year. Prom started at 10 p.m., music started at 11. Everything else just went as it was supposed to. It wasn't supposed to end like this. I'd gone to get coffee before the slow dance and... The man groans loudly before continuing. When I came back, I opened the door, and then I saw Daniel. He had gone out to get some fresh air, but when he came back, he kept scratching his arm really bad. Thought it was just an allergic reaction. He was a valedictorian, you know. I expected the best from that kid. But I see him on the dance floor, and he just sort of doubles over and pukes all over his date's shoes. I go to get a mop, and when I get back, there were these bees. No, wasps. Oh, I don't fucking know, but they were there. I watched them just crawl all out of his mouth, and they were so bright. I don't know where they went. Nobody but his date noticed, and she was trying so hard to scream over the music, but before you knew it, they just scattered. I tried my best to stop the music, but in no time they had gotten all over the place, and everyone just fucking danced. Then the actual screaming started. What about the kid in the corner? Is she alright? She got attacked by one of those damn things. They started biting everyone, and I watched one crawl right in her mouth. Then she just started seizing. I think one of them got me too. I'm itching all over the place. She's gonna be alright, right? Orders are orders. I'm sorry. Lambda 2 is seen unholstering and chambering his rifle. POI 4276-5 appears distressed before data expunged. And log. Addendum. MTF Lambda 12 was deemed successful in their mission of eradicating the site of all traces of SCP-4276 whilst minimizing loss of innocent life. Despite best attempts, however, a local investigation revealed the presence of SCP-4276 in nearby homes. Following approval from the Ethics Committee, Class C amnestics were administered to surviving inhabitants of Oak Creek, and Cover Story 29, Localized Blaze, was put into effect. The population of Oak Creek, Colorado, prior to Incident 4276-1 was estimated to be about 1,020. Holy shit. I'll be calm, but I'll be back. This is gonna get bad, and this is why God made fire. Hoo-wee. That's a trip. Would you? Wow. And I guess for the record, the photograph is of a non-anomalous instance. Yeah. Heard the name Cuckoo Wasp and knew I would have to leave. I guess. Yeah. Missed the calculator SCP? It's like the SCP bone nest insect, but way worse. I know what that wasp does. I don't want an SCP version. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Tack, why don't you pass over that wholesome, the wholesome one. Let's take, like, a little bit of somewhat of a breather. So the next one is SCP Screwworms? I don't know. This is the not Devil Wasp one. It is Sweet Pea. Okay, that is 2295. Okay, SCP 2295. What the hell? I think it's Series 3. I should be able to find it. 2295. The bear with the heart of patchwork. Hi, Duck! Yeah. We just got done with 2 pages so far, and the last one... Woof. Last one was pretty brutal. Screwworms, they're like cuckoo wasps and love burying their young and living creatures, and the young eat their way out and also lay more eggs. There's a reason why I hate insects. You taking requests? Not necessarily. I just know the last one was kind of much, so I accepted like a suggestion for like a more wholesome one, just as a bit of a breather. Let's see, this one has a rating of 824. Wow, this must be a pretty good one. Actually, before I get reading proper, I'm just curious. What was... It's called Dance Till You're Dead. Sheesh. That's cold. Okay. SCP-2295. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2295 is to be kept in a standard containment locker within Storage Wing 25 in Site-37. Personnel with Level 3 or higher security clearance are authorized to perform tests on SCP-2295 after filling out the appropriate paperwork. Please contact Dr. Gurgis if required access to SCP-2295 is expected to exceed 24 hours. Description: SCP-2295 is a patchwork stuffed bear, approximately 0.46 meters from head to foot, and stuffed with synthetic fiber and cotton. SCP-2295 has a small, anatomically correct pin of a heart on the left side of its thorax, and a bow wrapped around its neck. The fabric and color of SCP-2295's patches vary. Tests confirm that no components of SCP-2295 contain any anomalous chemical properties. SCP-2295 enters an active state when within 2 meters of a human sustaining major trauma to an organ. When in the proximity of 2 or more possible subjects, SCP-2295 will invariably choose the youngest subject. SCP-2295 will anomalously produce scissors, white thread, and either sewing needles or a crocheting hook from its mouth, and use any fabric and stuffing in close proximity to fashion an instance of SCP-2295-1, a patchwork imitation of the subject's organ. SCP-2295-1 vanishes from sight, and the subject falls into a state of unconsciousness. SCP-2295-1 instances then replace the subject's damaged organ via anomalous means. The whereabouts of organs replaced this way are undetermined. If there is no usable material in close proximity, SCP-2295 will use fabric and stuffing from itself. SCP-2295 regenerates 1 gram of stuffing every day until completely replacing any lost or used stuffing. Note that fabric used this way does not regenerate, and additional fabric must be placed near SCP-2295 for the purpose of self-mending. Instances of SCP-2295-1 successfully carry out their respective functions despite the numerous expected biological, chemical, and medical incompatibilities. Once within the subject, adjacent tissues and veins attach to the imitated organ without observable complications. There have been no cases of rejected SCP-2295-1 instances, and all subjects recorded at the time of writing made full recoveries. Test Log 2295. Testing approved to test the limitations of SCP-2295. Provided within testing chamber. Subject D2353, 38 years old. Diagnosis: lungs heavily damaged as a result of 25 years of smoking. Notes: SCP-2295 creates SCP-2295-1 using 1 black textile swatch and 1 red textile swatch. 1 black and 1 red. New lungs act at a capacity similar to those of healthy adult lungs. Subject D3452, 50 years old. Diagnosis: frequent heart palpitations and severe atherosclerosis. Notes: SCP-2295 crochets SCP-2295-1 using various surrounding yarns. SCP-2295-1 observed to have a heartbeat before vanishing. Transfer successful. How SCP-2295-1 manages to perform function despite absorbent properties of material and multiple gaps in design is unknown. Symptoms no longer present in subject. Subject D7894, 24 years old. Diagnosis: first and second degree burns ranging throughout upper torso, left lateral, and right leg. D7894 sedated during testing. Notes: SCP-2295 sews two 5 m by 5 m sections of patchwork fabric. SCP-2295 cuts appropriately sized swatches and manually places one layer onto subjects' affected areas, creating multiple instances of SCP-2295-1, and then repeats this process. The created SCP-2295-1 layers act as dermis and epidermis, and upon recovery, D7894 claims to have retained feeling and replaced skin. Subject makes a full recovery. Subject D2723, 18 years old. Diagnosis: cerebral hemorrhaging. Notes: SCP-2295 grasps various materials in its proximity in a distressed state for approximately 1 minute. SCP-2295 then anomalously produces a Blank's Dove milk chocolate king-size candy bar and offers it to the subject. SCP-2295 spends the rest of the test embracing the subject's lower right leg while anomalously producing a saline solution from its eyes. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Addendum 2295. Document 2295 was recovered taped to SCP-2295 inside the site of a crashed mall delivery vehicle. Document 2295 is a red Get Well card with the text Kairos the Bear written on the front cover. Covered document. To Tommy, because only time can mend all wounds. Love, Grammy. Wow. Wow. Let's see, what did I miss? I'll talk about being physically ill. Oh! Let's see, favorite is SCP-168. Dance, 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 dance. Favorite is SCP-2781. Good read, unsettling and cool, and not horror. Like it's Cthulhu, not necessarily Lovecraft, but unlike the mythos, even why it's so good as a man's. Yeah. Yeah. Never mind that, like, there's 100% like problematic aspects of Lovecraft's original writing, but like, hell yeah, I eat that stuff up. Like, just, I love the atmosphere that Lovecraftian stories create. I should probably look up some, like maybe some smaller, like, writers, like if their work is free to read online, like maybe I should check it out and maybe read it on stream sometime. That's an idea. Horror Lovecraft is what he named his cat. I know what you mean. He was afraid of everything, including other people. His fear made him bad, but also good. Yeah. So this bear is a very good bear. Very good bear. Alright, I suppose I could just, like, pay, like, cursory glances at, like, some of the ones y'all mentioned. So, 168, that is... the sentient calculator, okay. And then... the bear is good, Lovecraft's bad. The bear need a comfort bear. What was it again? It's 20... 2781. Okay. Builder Bear. Builder Bear is a classic. Most people already know Builder Bear. 2781, yeah. 2781. Bodhisattva of the High Seas. Having a casual interest in, like, Hindu Buddhism, this vaguely catches my interest. Uh-oh. 2774, the Slow Burn Sloth. Oh, 2786 is really, really good. It's really sad, but it's so good. Okay, let's do another random one. SCP-1944 with 183 plus rating. 3468 is a random number I typed. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, the sloth is horrible. I just watched like the animation an animation video regarding the slow burn sloth. The only bad sloth, let's be real. The one bad sloth. Okay, SCP-1944. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1944 is to be disguised as a condemned building and kept under covert guard by 2 undercover agents at all times. Any entry to SCP-1944 by researchers must be done via an underground entrance. Any civilians who have encountered SCP-1944 are to be taken into custody and dosed with a Class A amnestic. SCP-1944 description. SCP-1944 is a fast food restaurant called Ascension Burger, located in blank blank. Public records are uncertain as to when SCP-1944 was constructed, although it is estimated to have been sometime in the early 1980s. No construction permits or other permissive documents are present in public records. When an individual, hereafter referred to as the subject, enters SCP-1944, they will be greeted by an instance of SCP-1944-1. SCP-1944-1 instances are humanoid entities which resemble individuals in their late teens or early 20s, wearing a bright yellow uniform with the words Ascension Burger printed on the back. After the initial greeting by an instance of SCP-1944-1, the subject will be led to a nearby table and given the following menu. Welcome to Ascension Burger. Order your delicious meal and throw off the self-destructive shackles of your physical existence. Kids drink free. Repentance Burger. Universal Truth Nuggets. Removal of the concept of the self fries. Destruction of individual selfishness smoothie. An end to the limitless self-worshipping ego of the human race cola. With ice. Condiments available at request. Gotta go now, but enjoy the stream. Bye-bye, TRNG. Sorry, you got so uncomfortable with that one. But hope you Hope you had some fun, at least. Hope you have a pleasant evening. Ordering an item off the menu will result in the SCP-1944-1 instance leaving for a period ranging from 3 to 6 to allegedly prepare the meal. SCP-1944-1 instances appear to prepare the item in the kitchen, but any attempt at observation of the kitchen area during this process will cause SCP-1944 instances to stop working until the observation has ceased. During the preparation process, physical items will begin to disappear from the location that the subject considers to be their personal residence. The process appears to favor more modern items such as televisions, telephones, and computers, although if these are not present in the residence, items such as furniture and silverware may also be used. After the process is complete, an instance of SCP-1944-1 will return to the table of the subject. The item the subject will receive from the instance will be in the packaging of the one they ordered, but the actual food will be replaced by the broken and crushed remains of the taken objects. The subject, however, will perceive this as being the actual item which they ordered. They will persist in this belief even in cases where the consumption of the item is causing physical harm to them, such as when the item contains broken glass or electronic parts. The subject will claim to have enjoyed their meal, typically describing it as delicious. The subject will continue to believe that they have consumed actual food for a period ranging from 1 to 3 hours. If, for whatever reason, the subject continues to consume objects ordered at SCP-1944, they will begin to experience mental delusions and instability. The nature of these delusions are variable in nature, although a common theme in them is that the subject is entering an enlightened state or ascending to a higher state of existence. These delusions are usually accompanied by vivid hallucinations, which do not appear to cause alarm to the subject. Yes, I feel very similar whenever I eat a Rodeo King from Burger King. And we have 2 interview logs. Attempted interview with an SCP-1944-1 instance conducted by Dr. Blank. Interview was supervised by security personnel. Hello. Hey there. Welcome to Ascension Burger. How may I help you today, sir? I'd like to ask you a few questions, if that's all right. Sure thing, sir. Here at Ascension Burger, customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. I was just wondering where you got the materials for your food. We can't give Ascension Burger's secret recipe, sir. That's a company secret. Which company is that? SCP-1944-1 did not respond for a period of 20 seconds. Hey there! Welcome to Ascension Burger. How may I help you today, sir? We were just talking about your secret recipe. Can you tell me why you use this recipe? Sure thing, sir. Here at Ascension Burger, food quality is our #1 priority. I see. Takes out a cell phone. Can you tell me what this is? Sure thing, sir. Here at Ascension Burger, we're always happy to help a customer in need. That's a steel weighing stone tying you down to the putrid nature of your unenlightened physical state, sir. Pardon? Hey there, welcome to Ascension Burger. How may I... No, I'm still asking you a question here. Gestures to cell phone. Can you tell me what you think of this? Sure thing, sir. Here at Ascension Burger, the assisted enlightenment of those who scrounge through this vapid, decadent earth hoarding false wealth just as the slothful beasts of old. You take offense at it, then? If you like it so much, why don't you eat it? Excuse me? Hey there, welcome to Ascension Burger. How may I help you today? Let's try something else. Where do you live? When I'm stood here in Ascension Burger, I always feel at home, sir. Can you tell me where the other workers live? Sure thing, sir. Here at Ascension Burger, however, we prefer the term service provider over worker. It's not work if it's Ascension Burger. Well, where do the other service providers live? Sure thing, sir. Here at Ascension Burger, we all live at Ascension Burger. We're getting nothing from this. End the interview. And then 1944-2. D-201987 had been used as a test subject for SCP-1944 many times in an attempt to evaluate the mental effects which SCP-1944 causes. Dr. Blank continued the interview, which was also supervised by security personnel. Hello, D201987. D subject. D class does not speak for 30 seconds. Hello? Sorry, Doc. I'm in China now, too. It's getting confusing. I don't think I'll have to be here much longer. What do you mean by that? It's like they say in the commercials, you know? Which commercials? The Ascension Burger ones. Man walks up to friend at bus stop, says, "What are you eating?" Other guy says, "I'm not eating. I'm evaluating the mistakes I have made and my obsession with the self-worship I have conducted." They both say Ascension Burger, 30 seconds. Cartoon Man says, "Rip off your skin." People go eat at Ascension Burger. I'm afraid no such commercial has ever been aired at D201987. Was this a dream you had? I don't have dreams anymore. Dreams aren't needed when you've thrown off the shackles of your former existence and accepted your role as a greater force at Ascension Burger. Can you tell me anything about the nature of SCP-1944? It's the truth. Shows you the good way. It's a good truth. Good food. Good truth. Kids drink free. Saw the commercials in the air. Everything's in the air if you know where to look. Show you that in the texture of the red beef. Ascension Burger, I mean. You're claiming SCP-1944 has altered your perception of reality? No, not really. Just lets you see it all. There's a new lady with no skin dancing on a cloud. That's what I'm gonna look like. That's what I'm gonna look like at Ascension Burger. Skin's just space. Just a waste of space. It's what's inside that you need, Doc. Quite. Well, that'll be all for now, D201987. You should eat at Ascension Burger too, Doc. Good food, good truth, good prices. It's got the red beef. Kids drink free. You should take a kid for no skin. For no skin, good food at Ascension Burger too. Alright then. Big brain. Is there a drive-through? Let's see it. It's 4. That's where the 3000s are, I think. Eat a kid's skin. Yeah. That one was quite amusing. 3468. Let's see what that one is. 3468. Only you can prevent forest fires. It's a rating of 6. It's somewhat lengthy. Let me just drunk. Read the Byakuran of the High Seas? Maybe. Like, TRNG suggested 3468 at random, so... SCP-3468. Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3468 is surrounded by a chain-link fence that is exactly 10 kilometers in circumference and covers the entire perimeter of SCP-3468's area of effect. The fence line is to be constructed exclusively of tantalum carbide and hafnium carbide in order to assure stability when under scorching temperatures. The entire perimeter of the fence line is to be patrolled in its entirety by a minimum of 3 members of security every 2 hours. Under no circumstances are any non-Foundation personnel allowed to enter the 10-kilometer area of effect beyond the fence line. SCP-3468 is to remain on the moderate setting at all times when not in active testing. When in active testing, security is to be placed on standby with rapid response teams readied and equipped with fire prevention equipment. All SCP Foundation personnel are required to wear fire retardant suits used during active testing and are only permitted to remove them when further than 15 kilometers away from SCP-3468. Any non-Foundation personnel attempting to enter SCP-3468's enclosure are to be turned away under the premise of cleanup of the Fort McMurray wildfire. If any non-personnel individuals continue to persist, they should be detained and questioned. Description: SCP-3468 is a metallic road sign located southwest of Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada. SCP-3468's front contains a half-circle segmented into 4 separate quadrants marked from left to right as low, moderate, high, and extreme. The front of the sign appears to be facing the entrance path to Two Horn Trails Park. Upon first inspection, SCP-3468 is visibly indistinguishable to all other wildfire warning signs in the Fort McMurray area. Following detailed analysis of SCP-3468 and its components, it was discovered that instead of the plastic pointer that similar wildfire warning signs in the area used, SCP-3468's pointer was replaced with a replica pointer of a wooden construction. The replica pointer shows no visible variation from any similar wildfire warning signs. When the pointer on SCP-3468 is moved to any quadrant not marked as moderate, the environment in 10 SCP-3468 will begin to alter itself to match the marking to which the pointer is now pointing. Also, I'll just be right back for a second. Sorry, just puppers barking up at nothing. Okay, I remember. I saw it was right here. SCP-3468, when placed on the low and high setting, will result in the average temperature and weather patterns in SCP-3468's area of effect matching regional April and August, respectively. When placed on moderate, SCP-3468 will cease all anomalous activity and enter a docile state. Temperatures inside of SCP-3468's area of effect will attain no abnormal weather patterns during this time. When SCP-3468's pointer is placed on the extreme quadrant, a similar series of changes as to the high setting takes place. When the effective climax of the environmental change is in place, a small fire of a light green coloration will begin directly below SCP-3468, continue to burn rapidly in the dry and hot conditions. The flame, known as SCP-3468-1, reacts similarly to a standard flame except when in contact with any living organism. After contact with a living organism is made, SCP-3468-1 will begin to consume it until no living matter remains on said organism. SCP-3468-1 is capable of fully consuming the human body in approximately blank seconds. SCP-3468-1 cannot be extinguished when inside of SCP-3468's area of effect by any known means. If left uncontained, SCP-3468-1 is capable of spreading beyond the 10-kilometer area of effect and continue to burn and travel outwards and away from SCP-3468. After SCP-3468-1 leaves SCP-3468's 10-kilometer area of effect, the flame will lose its unique coloration and anomalous abilities. Wildfires created by SCP-3468 will only stop when all available fuel sources inside of SCP-3468's area of effect are destroyed. Testing has been inconclusive as to if SCP-3468-1 is sentient. SCP-3468 shows a full immunity to heat and fire damage, with the ability to withstand temperatures beyond the point of melting steel while retaining no damage to any of its components or paint. SCP-3468 is inactive between the months of December, January, and February, and all changes of the positioning of SCP-3468's pointer create no environmental changes. Investigation of the Department of Fire Safety in Redacted revealed that SCP-3468 was originally placed in its current position in blank blank of the year 20 blank. SCP-3468 has only ever been maintained once, with the problem being cited as vandalism, missing pointer. The name of the individual sent to repair SCP-3468 is not listed on any form of government documentation. Cross-analysis with known anomalous individuals and groups is currently underway. Addendum. SCP-3468 was ordered to be relocated to Site-45 for active general public. However, when Agent Redacted KIA attempted to remove SCP-3468 from its affixed position, SCP-3468 began to vibrate rapidly before exploding into a ball of fire with the approximate temperature of 1200 degrees Celsius. SCP-3468 then began to rapidly pump superheated steam out of its post, which began to push outwards toward the 10-kilometer limit of SCP-3468's radius of effect and into Foundation research camps nearby. This repeated for 12 hours before SCP-3468 returned to its docile state, leading to blank casualties and blank confirmed dead. For the full casualty list, view Incident Report 3468 blank blank 20 blank. Attempts to remove via robots or mechanical methods have so far been met with failure due to the inability of Foundation machinery to operate under such high temperatures. Over the course of the last 2 months, we've been able to break down the events leading up to the Fort McMurray wildfires and discover an individual we suspect is responsible for the maintenance of and possible anomalous properties of SCP-3468. Below, I've attached 3 interviews from individuals who had close connections to SCP-3468 and its origins, and I suspect that we're not dealing with any rogue individual, but a violent, radical eco-terrorist group. From researcher Bennett. Interview 1. Interviewed Andrew McLaughlin. Interviewer researcher Burnett. Forward. SCP-3468 was discovered by Captain Andrew McLaughlin of the Janvier Central Fire Station after responding to the Fort McMurray wildfire in blank blank 20 blank. The following is a recording of an interview between Captain Andrew McLaughlin and researcher Burnett. You want me to talk into this thing? Sounds of shuffling as he moves closer to the recorder. Hello? Ooh! There's an echo. Focus, Mr. McLaughlin. We need your undivided attention. Now, state your name and occupation for the record. Oh, sorry, McLaughlin Andrew, station captain of the Janvier Central Fire Station. Can you describe why you and your men were in Two Horn Trails Park on the blank blank 20 blank? Well, we were sent in to help out at Fort McMurray. Things were pretty bad over there. People fleeing from their homes, entire forests burning down. It was like hell on earth. So basically, it was like my mother-in-law's house. Please, Mr. McLaughlin, focus. Yeah, sorry. So anyway, when the damn thing finally stopped, we began to move into Fort McMurray. And when we got into Two Horn Trail, it was like walking into an oven. Seriously, it was like, what, 25 degrees out in Fort McMurray, right? When did you come across SCP-3468? SCP? Sorry, pal, I don't do drugs. No, not... The sign. When did you find the sign? Oh, that sign! Yeah, Christ, did that thing ever send me and my boys for a loop. So yeah, we're walking through what's left of this park, right? Everything, and I mean everything, was pitch black with ash. And then suddenly, like a fucking angel from the heavens, a goddamn multicolored sign sitting in a burned out forest area warning people not to start wildfires. It was like the world's cruelest joke. Focus, Mr. McLaughlin, focus. Did you and your men go investigate the sign? Yeah, sure as hell we did. It was set to extreme just to add insult to injury. But the damnedest thing is that there was still a small fire burning down under the bloody thing. Not a large flame, but big enough to be a threat. So I tried to stomp it out, but the damn thing doesn't give, so I put my fire extinguisher up to the job, and it still doesn't give. So one of my guys, a fellow named Sims, thinks that maybe it's getting fuel of something below the surface. So he grabs his fire axe and he's raising it up to swing down on the flame, but he bumps into the pointing thingy on the sign and knocks into the yellow sign, whatever that is, and the fire just disperses, gone before we could even touch it. Interesting. Did you do anything else to the sign? Meddle with it, damage it, anything? Nope, we called it in and made our way back, not long after you guys show up, and here we are now. Well, thank you for your time, Mr. McLaughlin. My pleasure. Hey, you guys got any liquor around here? What a Joe. Interviewed Peter Naylor. Forward. Peter Naylor is the head of the Department of Fire Safety in Fort McMurray and responsible for the upkeep of all government-regulated signs in the Fort McMurray area. The following is an interview between Peter Naylor and researcher Burnett aimed at discovering the identity of the individual who maintained SCP-3468. Can you state your name and occupation for the record? Sure can. Peter Naylor, head of the Department of Fire Safety at Redacted. Can you describe your relation with this sign? Hands a photo of SCP to Mr. Naylor. Glances at photo and passes it between his hands for a moment. Son, you're gonna have to be a little more specific than that. We have a baker's dozen of these signs scattered all over the damn place. This particular sign is located near the entrance path to Two Horn Trails Park. Oh, yeah, that sign! It was one tough son of a bitch. Probably burned to a crisp now, though. Anyway, not much to say to my relationship with it other than I saw it one bloody time. Although, there was that one time that I assigned Greg's kid to deal with some vandalism on it or something. Can you tell me any more about the individual you assigned to maintain it? A name, possibly an address? No, not much else I can say on the kid. That was the only job he did for us, and he was damn adamant that he would be the one to do it. I don't know, though. He was one of those God of Green or whatever nuts. Interesting. What can you tell me about this God of Green group? Other than that, they would come and raise hell at my office every time we tried to cut down a single fucking tree. Not much. But my buddy Greg Thuse's son would know, him being a member and all that. Not sure he would be willing to talk to any of you government-type folk, but I'm sure you can persuade him. He lives down in Redacted Street. Big red house, can't miss it. Stands up from recording table. Thank you for your time, Mr. Naylor. This information is very helpful. Ain't no problem, and hey, if you're thinking of going to... tell Greg that Peter says hi. Number 3. James Thuce. Forward. James Thuce is a suspected member of a possibly anomalous group that up until this point has been referred to as God of Green. The following interview between James Thuce and researcher Burnett is focusing on the validity of his suspected involvement in God of Green and SCP-3468. Can I get a name and occupation for the record? Follower James Thuce, apostle and devotee of the Green Hand of God. The Green Hand of God? Up until this point, we believed your group was known as God of Green. Well, to assume makes an ass out of you and me, Mr. Burnett. I'm sorry, I don't remember giving you my name. Word travels fast in small towns, Mr. Burnett. Apologies if you find it a tad off-putting. It's fine. Now, what can you tell me about the... Interviewers interrupted. The sign of the times. I beg your pardon? It was a gift from the Green Father. A simple wooden pointer with the ability to connect a basic fire prevention sign with the heights of the sky and the magma of the Earth's crust. How did you attain such an object? Raises his hands and cups his palms. The Green Father himself gave it to me. His use for both the gift and me were quite clear, for both myself and the sign of the times have the same purpose. You were very, forthcoming with this information, Mr. Thuce. Are you not afraid of any possible retaliation from your organization? No. I know that when I leave this world to enter into the embrace of the Green Father, another loyal member will take my place, for I am not a messenger. I am a warning. Say again? Stands up, reaches into his pants pocket and pulls out a small wooden box and holds it above his head. May the Green Hand of God guide me and watch over me as I burn. Crushes the small wooden box and is engulfed in bright green flames. Burnett gets up from the chair and backs away to the door. Holy fucking shit! Hey, someone help me out in here! and log. Well. Let's see. Nom nom or burn burn burn. Burn, baby, burn. Love everything about it. Some of these entries get a little samey in the language. You mean about the interviews, or about the article in general? Because, like, the articles are written in, like, a very clinical way on purpose. How they have characters talk. Yeah. Let's see. Anyone want to contribute a random numbers deal? Random digits? Otherwise, I'll just hit random again. Only you can prevent forest fires. And there's no mention of a bear! No mention. Shaking my head. Oh, by the way, wifey, did you see I included your little purple froggy that you wanted from last time? It's right here. Right next to me. Give me company. If y'all rack up enough points, you can get a stream froggy yourself. In 4 other available colors. I guess, we could just do random. Okay. SCP-1758. Rating of 114. Okay, SCP-1758. Object Class, Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1758 is to be contained in a standard anomalous item containment locker at Site-118. Every month, SCP-1758 is to be examined for damage and normal deterioration due to age. If repair is deemed necessary, maintenance personnel should contact the supervisor for SCP-1758. All testing with SCP-1758 is to be conducted in a soundproof room. No audio recordings of any kind, including audio surveillance, are to be taken of SCP-1758. A supply of normal carbon fiber bows should be available at all times for testing. Description: SCP-1758 is a violin constructed in the late 1920s by the luthier blank blank in the Italian city of Florence. SCP-1758 shows signs of repair and had suffered significant damage prior to its acquisition by the Foundation. SCP-1758's primary anomalous effect triggers whenever it is played by a human male. When SCP-1758 is played, all humans capable of hearing its sound immediately cease all actions and begin to focus their attention on the subject playing SCP-1758 until the subject is finished. After the subject has ceased playing SCP-1758, all individuals who heard the music will begin to loudly congratulate the subject and declare that the subject is one of the finest violin players of all time, regardless of the subject's actual skill or the music played. This effect persists for 30 minutes after the subject has ceased playing. SCP-1758's effects trigger regardless of the music played or the bow used. Experiments that have replaced components of SCP-1758 have concluded that SCP-1758's effect ceases to occur on components that have been removed from SCP-1758. SCP-1758's effect is affected by the confidence of the subject. The music produced by SCP-1758 decreases in quality the more doubtful or unhappy the subject is. Tests have shown that SCP-1758 produces optimal sound quality from subjects who are self-confident in their own ability and are self-reported as happy and unstressed. Addendum: the following carbon copies of letters were discovered in the home of the last known owner of SCP-1758, a violin player who hanged himself at the age of 22. They have been translated from the original Italian into English. Dear Father, I am on my way to the city and have stopped in a town. I thank you for finally relenting and allowing me to go. I promise that I will earn back every single cent that you gave me. You'll be so proud of me when you see me out in the world. How are you feeling? I hope that you saw a doctor. They have files and files on medicine, far better than anything we could do. Your loving son. Dear Father, I have gotten to Florence. The master agreed to take me on. Father, I am so happy. I hope that you are proud. The master says that I am one of the finest players that he has ever seen, and I will go down in the files of history as one of the greats. We're starting soon. I will make you proud. The master went out and bought me a new violin, one that is better than the one I had before. I put my heart and soul into it, Father. I will come home one day and play for you, Father. I cannot repay the gratitude that I have for you, but perhaps my music can do something. Your loving son. Dear Father, the master's son and I have become great friends. He plays the piano better than anyone that I've ever seen. Up and down, his hands glide across the keys in such a beautiful way. He can play pieces with the order of a file of soldiers, and yet with the lightness of a butterfly. The master has had us playing so many wonderful pieces, and I can pick them up so fast. I am already at the head of the class. The master says that I breathe emotion into music that makes others jealous. You would be so proud of me, Father. I know you would. You'll learn to enjoy this music. How are you feeling? Mother said that you were getting better. Dear Father, Mother told me that you were coming to our concert. I hope that I will see you filing down the aisle to take your seat right in the front. Our orchestra has practiced so much, and the piece that the master has chosen is wonderful. You will enjoy it, Father. It is something that I think anyone could enjoy. Did you know that we are getting paid? I told you that I could live like this, Father, didn't I? Are you proud of me? I can live off my own means now, just like you wanted. I miss home. How is little Adelina? She must have gotten so big now. Tell her that her big brother sends his love, even if he can't be there right now. Your loving son. Dear Father, did you see me way up front? The master's son was playing right next to me. Father, our music was beautiful, wasn't it? I saw your face. You almost looked proud of me for a moment. When you next come to visit, it's something too important for a letter like this. I think that you'll enjoy the news. File a date in your calendar for this occasion. I hope that you're feeling better, Father. Your loving son. Dear Father, please do not be angry at me. I had to lie to the master about my violin, and I could barely find a person to fix it. The master's son is different, Father. Why don't you understand? What does it matter the way that he was born? Please be proud of your only, always devoted son. The news I gave you changes nothing, even if you see me differently. Be proud of me, Father. I know that one day you will file this letter away and laugh when you see it, and look at the master's son and I and laugh. Do not let this stress you, please. You are getting so strong. Your loving son. Dear Father, Father, please respond. I lost all my money when you stopped sending any. Please, Father, I just need an opportunity to prove myself. The master's son is special. My music is special. The master himself says that when I play, the music flows like honey, and all stop and listen. My violin is good as new, and I can play anything. The neighbors didn't even file a report about the last time you were here, so you can come and visit. You seemed like you were getting better last time. Next time I'm sure that you will be stronger than a bull. Aren't you proud of me? I have so many possibilities. Please, talk to me, Father. Your loving son. Dear Father, we played a truly wonderful opera today. The piece was quite fitting for us, I think. When I come home, I can play it for you. I think it is my favorite piece now. I have filed it away into my cabinet, and the master has a recording of it filed into his collection too. Please talk to me, Father. I am still your son. If you could see the way that people congratulate my playing, you would be so proud. Please, Father, I beg you, talk to me. I have filed a copy of the piece here so that you can listen to it. I hope you like it. I think it's important for you to see. I miss you, your loving son. Dear Father, I got your letter today. I received the form that you filed with the lawyers. I know that you do not like what I do, and you do not like the master's son either. I am no longer happy anymore, Father. I want to talk to you. I am coming home to visit. Please do not strain yourself. Please be happy, Father. Mother told me what the doctor's news was. Do not strain yourself, please. I feel the same way. My music is not as happy as it once was, because I cannot stop worrying about you. Son. Dear Mother, I am sorry. Please, I hope that you will forgive me for what I am going to do. Did you see Father's face right before he passed when I asked him if he had changed his mind? It broke my heart to see it. My music is dead, Mother. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I just wanted Father to be proud of me. Your loving son, always and forever. In addition to the letters found above, SCP-1758 was discovered with an attached note that stated the following. My soul and body may be given up to God, but this heart of music will live on forevermore. May my gift live on in you, even if it could not gain the love of others. Wowee. Hi, Hano! And hello, Zeno! Oh my. Yeah, this one wasn't scary so much, it was just sad. Which, I mean, isn't too surprising. There's a lot of ones that are, like, more on the depressing end. God damn it. Oh, boo-hoo. Allow me to play for you a little ditty on the world's smallest violin. Boy. Quite sag. Next. Maybe this time we'll get something horrifying. SCP-684 with a rating of 346. Okay. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-687 is to be kept in a secured room at Site-15. The room is to contain a disk with locking drawers, a standard office chair, and a 12-inch analog color television, as well as equipment to remotely monitor testing of SCP-687. When not being actively tested, SCP-687-1 is to be powered down and disconnected from its power source, and SCP-687-3 is to be kept in an anti-static envelope and locked in a top drawer of the desk supporting SCP-687-1 and 2. SCP-687-2 should remain attached to SCP-687-1 connecting hardware. When being tested, SCP-687-1 and 2 are to be plugged into one standard blank UPS uninterruptible power supply that is connected to the facility power grid. UPS is to be replaced after each 100 hours of use. Under no circumstances are Class D personnel to be used for testing SCP-687. Refer to Incident I-687-1. Testing is permitted by personnel with clearance 3 or above with written approval by the Site Director. Description: SCP-687-1 is a Commodore 64 home computer built in 1980 blank, serial number S000 blank. Non-invasive examination of the hardware confirms that it has not been obviously modified and all parts appear to be from the original manufacturer. Can you guys, it doesn't look like my PNG picked it up, or that Discord picked it up. Like, yeah, apparently, somebody's mowing the lawn, so if you hear anything, that's where it's coming from. SCP-687-2 is a Commodore 1541 5.25-inch disk drive built the same year as SCP-687-1. Oh wait, non-invasive examination of the hardware confirms that it has not been obviously modified and all parts appear to be from the original manufacturer. Oh wait, I did read that. My brain. Serial number S000 blank. As with SCP-687-1, all parts appear original and not obviously modified. If an attempt is made to turn on SCP-687-2 when it is disconnected or connected to any computer other than -1, it will fail to operate. When SCP-687-2 is connected to -1, both units perform to the manufacturer's specifications, except when loading SCP-687-3 as specified below. SCP-687-3 is a 5.25-inch floppy disk without manufacturer's markings. Affixed to the disk is a handwritten label with the words "Documents" in block capitals. Attempts to read the disk with any drive other than SCP-687-2 results in severe read errors and potential damage to the hardware. Passive scans using redacted, inconclusive, and produce conflicting data. When SCP-687-2 is connected to -1, SCP-687-3 can be loaded into the drive and read like any normal disk. Only one file, noir, is visible to the operating system. This file can be executed by typing load noir, (8,1). When loading and running the noir program, the heat output of both SCP-687-1 and -2 increases by 400%, and power consumption will double. Any testing equipment attached to ports on the computer or drive will experience severe and random voltage spiking. These anomalies do not appear to impact performance or cause any damage to 687-1 or 2. Once the noir program is loaded, the user is presented with a short graphic stating "Cracked by the Time Lords." After approximately 1 minute, a title screen appears. The title screen reads Noir, a hard-boiled adventure by blank games. Copyright 1980 blank. There is no record of blank games releasing a game with this title. Pressing the spacebar will launch the game. Noir appears to be a text-based adventure game similar to many other games released about the same time. However, the parser appears able to comprehend any intelligible English command, even with some words misspelled. In addition, there seems to be no functional limit to the game's territory, and it will respond to queries about its environment in detail beyond what should be possible given the data storage limitations of the hardware running the game. The setting of the game will also change based on who is playing. A new player will be placed in a new random environment. A returning player will be placed at whatever point that player ceased playing last. All initial environments so far presented by the game have been within urban areas within the United States between the years 1923 and 1942. By using commands look at self and inventory, it has been confirmed that the player's in-game avatar matches the appearance and dress the player had when starting the game. The player's in-game avatar will also possess whatever objects or equipment the player had on their person when starting the game. The game is freeform and gives no obvious clues about how to win. However, it does keep a score that prints after every action. The score can go up or down with no indication of an upper or lower bound. High and low scores to date are blank and negative blank. If a player dies in-game, the score is set to 0, and any future command typed in by that player during any future game session will receive the response, "You cannot do that, you are dead." No abnormal effects are detectable on a player during gameplay. However, after a game session, the next time the player enters a REM sleep state, they will have an unnaturally vivid dream where they experience the events that occurred during the game. During the dream, the player's perceptions are indistinguishable from reality. Extreme cases will show physical manifestations of injuries suffered within the dream. Examples include one subject who presented with bleeding of the fingernails after dreaming of unsuccessful attempts to escape the trunk of a car driven into the blank river, another subject who developed severe bruising of the face and strain of the anterior longitudinal ligament after dreaming of being beaten by a hostile police officer, and another subject who presented with partial paralysis after dreaming being a victim of a 1929 gangland execution in his Chicago garage. Typically, such injuries are transient even in cases where the dreams end in fatality. However, severe psychological after-effects are likely, and will tend to be more severe than if the dream trauma had actually happened during a waking state. This is in large part due to the lack of volition subjects' experience in the dream, and the foreknowledge of what is about to happen to them. All subjects report a complete belief in the reality of the dream world, even knowing they are replaying events from the game. If a subject has died violently in the game, the subsequent dream of the event can be traumatic enough that this belief can foster a delusion that the real world is unreal. Victims of this delusion report being convinced that they are still dreaming, or are in purgatory. Both physiological and psychological reactions are not clinically abnormal for the stresses subjects report in these dreams. Given the experimental evidence of in-game actions having actual historical impact, refer to experiment log 687-A, it is theorized that the dreaming state is a side effect caused by the player's perceptions of game-directed activity catching up to the present day. Addendum 1. Experiment log for SCP-687. Test 005. Date blank blank 19 blank. Subject D blank. Procedure. Subject is provided an unloaded .45 automatic handgun, then is told to play the game and issue the command inventory, followed by the command drop gun. Results. Subject's game avatar has an unloaded .45 automatic handgun in inventory of same make and model provided to subject. The command drop gun results in the gun being left in a dumpster next to subject's avatar. At this point, the subject is ordered to exit the game. Physical gun is still in subject's possession and surrendered back to Foundation personnel. Test 6. More blankety blanks. Procedure. Immediately after Test Test 5 subject is provided a box of .45 caliber ammunition, then is told to resume the game. Results. Subject's game avatar appears in same place, gameplay stopped during prior test. Subject types pick up gun, followed by the inventory command. The subject's avatar now has both gun and ammunition in inventory. Subject's score increases by 10 points after gun is loaded. Physical gun is still in possession of Foundation personnel. Test 7. Subject with in-game possession of a loaded firearm is instructed to type command shoot self. Results. Subject's game avatar shoots itself. Score is reset to 0. All commands entered after this receive the response, "You cannot do that, you are dead." Subject expresses disappointment but suffers no immediate effect. The following morning, subject evidences considerable distress, showing uncontrolled tremors and weeping. When asked about cause of distress, subject responds, "I couldn't help myself." Test 15. Procedure. Subject with a game avatar occupying the city of blank blank in 1938 is instructed to place a classified ad in the blank Gazette reading, "Dr. Blank is a loser." Results. Subject types in command place ad in blank Gazette that reads, "Dr. Blank is a loser." The game parses command and prints 5 pages of narrative in response covering approximately 3 hours of game time, including a bus ride to the blank Gazette offices, small talk with the receptionist, and a discussion with an editor about the content of the ad. Foundation researchers uncover microfiche records of the 12/01/1938 issue of the blank Gazette containing the ad, "Dr. Blank is a loser." Score increases by 100 points. Given the importance of these results, I will overlook the fact that I am not amused. Oh, gonna dip was fun and want to watch the rest later. Thanks for stopping by, Doc. I'm glad you enjoyed. Test 23. Subject with a game avatar occupying the city of blank 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 in 1924 is given a first edition hardcover of Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut, inscribed by Dr. Blank. Once subject is playing games, subject is instructed to go to blank bank and place in-game copy of the book in a safety deposit box. Results. Subject attempts to comply, but is caught in the crossfire of a gang war. Game avatar dies and score reset to 0. Note, blank blank 20 blank. A routine audit of Foundation archives uncovered SCP blank, an anomalous hardcover edition of Slaughterhouse 5 recovered from a used bookstore in Los Angeles, California in 1947. The book bears inscription by Dr. Blank and the additional phrase, "Miss me yet?" written in human blood. Second inscription is consistent with the handwriting of D67895. Refer to incident I-687-1. SCP blank is reclassified SCP blank-X EX. Addendum 2, Incident Report of Escape of D67895. Personnel involved. D67895, male, 27 years of age, sociopath, convicted of the Redacted series of killings in Redacted. Agents A, blank, and C, blank, and researcher assistant Dr. G, blank. Date, blank. Location, containment room of SCP-687. Description, for a period of 2 weeks, D67895 had been extremely cooperative with Foundation personnel and had logged 25 hours of gameplay, covering approximately 2 months of in-game time during January and February 1934 in Cleveland, Ohio. D67895 proves highly intelligent and adaptable, using the sophistication of the game's parser to complete very complex tasks with 1 or 2 commands. Permission granted to allow D67895 to read newspapers of the era, as well as retain paper and writing implements to take notes. Let me take a drink. Oh, my throat. 3 days before scheduled monthly termination, D6789 is brought in for a routine scheduled session with SCP-687. Halfway into the session, D67895 types the following unauthorized command: "Do everything written on page 1. Upon entering the command, approximately 150 pages of narrative text are printed on screen. Dr. G. Blank, observing remotely, orders immediate end to the session and initiates containment breach protocols. Agents A Blank and C Blank, in the room with D67895, attempt to restrain the subject and remove him from contact with SCP-687. D67895 laughs, saying, 'Too late, boys.' When the narrative text completes printing, data expunged. Aside from SCP Blank-EX, no trace of Blank, Agent C Blank, or D67895 has been recovered by the Foundation to date." Good lord, did no one even think to look at the history of Cleveland in the mid-30s and compare it to D67895's record? Could someone please Google torso? Dr. Blank. This might be worse than that. If SCP-687 does rewrite history, it's quite possible that the torso murders, or redacted for that matter, might not have even existed before this security breach. Do we have any way to know? From this point forward, no Class Ds are allowed near this thing. 05-blank. Ooh. Spooky Commodore. SCP-AI Dungeon! And redeemed hydrate. Thank you, Agu. I think this can of root beer is about half empty now. And it's the last root beer we have. Not the last soda, but you know, like, the rest of the soda is not really for me. I got plenty of coffee stuff, though. I probably should have brewed a pot before I started stream. Considering that my throat seems to be, giving out a little bit, why don't I just do one more for tonight? And what the hey? What the hey? Let's look into the Bodhisattva. Recommended by Duck. What was it? 27... it's 2781. Here it is. Ooh. Ooh. Notice from the Foundation Records and Information Security Administration. All versions, hard copy and soft copy, of the file SCP-2781 were recently vandalized by unidentified anomalous sources. Editor is logged under Foundation Authorization Zeta 61374 Omega Alpha, corresponding to the late Agent Trip Kata, declared deceased on January 8th, 1990. I can read numbers, I promise. Vandalism corresponds to Foundation Standardized Editing Protocol for Hard Copy Documents, 5th edition, whereby data slated for deletion are to be strike-through and new data are written in blue. Maria Jones, Director, RISA. SCP-2781. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Due to SCP-2781's widespread habitat, conventional containment is currently not possible. Mobile Task Force 6, Triangular Dragon, is assigned to verify all sightings of SCP-2781. Civilians who have encountered SCP-2781 instances are to undergo amnestic treatment. All civilian vessels are to be diverted from all identified habitats of SCP-2781. Update. Personnel... Ah, my throat! Froggy throat! Update. January 8, 1983. Personnel are not to have direct contact with SCP-2781 instances or be underwater in presence of SCP-2781 instances. SCP-2781-969, nice, is contained in a Type XL humanoid containment cell at Site-2781. Description: SCP-2781 is a collective designation for 969 entities self-referred as Bodhisattva of the high seas, with an estimated body length of 5 meters and 2 bulbous eyes. Ugh. These entities also possess reality-bending capabilities, although usage is rare for the Buddha cautioned against vain use of miracles. See Addendum 2781-2 for one known usage of reality-bending capabilities. SCP-2781 instances consistently reside in the epipelagic layer of the sea. SCP-2781 is speculated to be carnivorous exclusively. Targets live humans whose bodies are partially or fully submerged in water, herein referred to as target, and not prey, apparently. Conversely, SCP-2781 uniformly avoids non-human animals, deceased humans, and live humans not submerged in water. This is attributed to the Buddhist belief that humans are most likely to receive Dharma effectively. Feeding is highly irregular. SCP-2781 instances can spend long durations up to approximately 55 years without consuming prey. SCP-2781 does not require any sustenance to maintain itself. You know, I think just for the sake of ease, I'm just gonna read the blue text and not the slashed out stuff so much. SCP-2781 has an indeterminable number of tentacles of varying lengths and widths, usually folded into its body, and can be unfolded for the purpose of capturing targets. When at least one tentacle is in direct contact with the target or their clothes, additional tentacles will envelop the target entirely. Envelopment will last for approximately 2 seconds, after which constriction ends and the target disappears. Usage of thermal imaging devices indicates that the target spontaneously disappears immediately after complete envelopment, whereas embedded GPS devices lose signal after the target's disappearance. The target is thus transported to a dimension tentatively classified as SCP-2781-A. Based on first-person observation, SCP-2781-A is hypothesized to be a pure land. To date, SCP-2781 is the only known means to access SCP-2781-A. Targets inside SCP-2781-A will gradually gain clear cognizance regarding dharmic teachings, rather. It doesn't say that, but it's dharmic. SCP-2781-A, or an entity which created SCP-2781-A, are speculated to be possible sources. This is done with the intent of allowing targets to attain nirvana, after which they may ascend to Buddhahood or willingly reject Buddhahood to become a bodhisattva. The former cannot be ascertained, whereas in the latter's case, targets will manifest in the world as an instance of SCP-2781. SCP-2781's existence has been known to the Foundation precursor Bureau of Onmyo since the Edo period, which was 1603 to 1868 CE, whereby instances were cited in water bodies surrounding Japan. In those sources, they were termed as umibozu, or sea bonze, and due to the head's superficial resemblance to that of a Buddhist monk, aka bonze. The similarities between SCP-2781's self-designation and the popular term umibozu are notable and can be used as an axiom for further research on SCP-2781. Foundation research efforts regarding SCP-2781 began shortly after the organization's formation. Since then, additional instances have been identified across the East China Sea and Pacific Ocean. Areas with the highest SCP-2781 population density include the Kanmon Straits, with the earliest known sightings recorded during the Kamakura period, 1185 to 1333 CE. And that's a satellite image right there. To date, no SCP instance, library deceased, in place, Foundation custody. The known SCP-2781 population is in excess of 900. SCP-2781 does not reproduce. Manifestation is a voluntary process. See paragraph 4 of description. Addendum 2781-1. Following Agent Tripkata's entry into SCP-2781-A on March 7, 1983, whilst investigating SCP-2781-753 in the Key Channel, special containment procedures have been modified for safety reasons. See Update January 8, 1983. Addendum 2781-2. Oh my god, I've been reading them wrong. Ugh. Okay. May 13th, 2014, all known SCP-2781 instances up to 968 vanished simultaneously for 10 minutes before remanifesting in their previous positions. The process continued for 5 hours until the affected instances remanifest at their previous positions and have become intangible. Additionally, Site-2781 spontaneously manifested in the Key Channel. It contains 969 Type XL humanoid containment cells. Currently, one SCP-2781 instance is contained in Site-2781 2781-969, while translucent apparitions of the other SCP-2781 instances are held in their respective cells. Due to their intangibility, it is unknown if contact with those SCP-2781 instances can send targets to SCP-2781-A. We are contained. The Foundation's suffering lessens. Contain. The middle way. Amitabha. I see. Whew, my throat. Blech. My throat is starting to give way. So that'll be it for tonight. Bodhisattva of the High Seas. Alright. Hooey, how many SCPs was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I think it was 6. 6 or 7. Spline SCP stuff is really interesting. Yeah! Sometimes it's just nice to check up on the website and just see what you come across. Just a really good way to kill time and to chill. I wish I had a better way of wrapping up stream. One of these days I need to make an end stream graphic. Oh dear. Kissed. Are we ready, SCP? If you just got here, Faz, we're just wrapping up. My throat is getting weaker by the minute. I did quite a bit of reading, a lot of narrating. Usually just end with a raid. Yeah. But I mean, like, a proper conclusion to my own stream. Because, like, as far as I know, all of my VODs so far, you know, anytime, like, I raided somebody, like, I don't, like, I don't actually know when exactly my stream... You're gonna go now. I'm sorry, Faz. Maybe next time. I'm sorry. Just awkwardly say goodbye. I get that feel. What I'm trying to say, I haven't actually checked for myself, but it seems to me like recording streaming actually end like until shortly after I press stop streaming on OBS. And then like anytime I raid somebody, you know, all my viewers naturally are going to the person being raided, but like the VOD itself just consists of my PNG just silently like maybe like bouncing silently in place, like just there's nothing going on. It's just dead air. Is there a way to say goodbye that's not awkward? I think the only form it takes is awkward or tragic. Yeah, but I guess that's the end of Froggy's stream for tonight. Lovely-dovey-doo. I'm just gonna switch to the main screen, so at the very least the BGM plays. Let's look for someone to raid. I also need to take my hormones. Good thing I didn't drink all the root beer yet. Dum-de-dum-de-doo. Let's see. Oh! Let's raid Luma! She's playing Hades right now. And since Hades was eerily relevant to her... Just hang on. Hang on one moment. I'm just pulling up her stream on my phone. Hades is a blast. So I heard. So I hear. I don't have a Switch, and my potato is old. So, like, I don't really have any means to play the game. Sag? Okay. Okay. Slash raid. Mariposa. Yeah, Luma is a darling. Can be a little lewd, a little cursed at times, but she's a good wasp. I love her. Okay. Thank you all for joining me. Oh yeah, Frog Raid. Frog Raid, that will be raid message. Thank you, Tack. Bam! Frog Raid! Yeah! Alright. that's it for this stream. What do I want to say? Oh, right! Oh, right. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be streaming again. Again! Because, you know, my previous, Carmilla stream, it dead. So, I'm gonna try again from the beginning. Anyway, raid. Oh, Yasumi!